This is the audio recording of A Heart's Hidden Power, written by E.M.D, with Book 1, The Awakening. Prologue. The Fire and the Prophecy. Deep within the forest's ancient heart, where the trees leaned close as if sharing secrets, a fire blazed beneath a canopy of stars. Around it gathered a circle of elders, cloaked figures with lined faces and weary eyes, travelers from distant corners of the realm. They had come in silence, each bearing the weight of their people's fears, each seeking a spark of hope amid the growing darkness. Smoke curled upward into the chill of the night, carrying the scent of pine, ash, and something older, something unspoken. Tension rippled through the air like a taut string. Voices rose in argument and dread. The balance has tipped. Shadows crawl across the eastern plains. Even the sun seemed to linger less. They had no answers, only fear. The fire that should have warmed them felt cold, flickering weakly in the face of a rising storm. Then, from the outer edge of the gathering, came the shuffling of worn boots. An ancient woman stepped into the light. Her back was bent with years, her hands gnarled with the roots of the forest behind her, yet her eyes burned brilliant unnatural blue, as though stars themselves had taken refuge within them. The council fell silent. She did not greet them, did not ask to speak. She simply raised a shaking hand to her temple, as if struck by a sudden, searing pain. And then, in a voice both frail and thunderous, she spoke. When the world is shrouded in despair, the last ember of hope flickers in the dark. A child will be born with a heart aglow. She will carry the light not of a flame, but of truth, of love, of balance. She will not seek glory, but she will be the fire that does not burn, the sword that does not wound, and the hand that will heal the world. A hush fell so complete, it seemed like the trees had stilled their breath. Then, as suddenly as she arrived, the woman lowered her hand, the light in her eyes dimmed, she turned away, muttering something beneath her breath, and disappeared into the woods, leaving only a crackle of fire and a stunned silence of those who remained. Moments later, a low howl rolled over the hills, followed by another, and then screams. Shadows, fast and cold, surged from the trees. The fire was snuffed in an instant, and the forest swallowed the gathering whole. Yet if you followed the echoes of the cries, traced them beyond the valley, and into the folds of a distant village, you would find yourself at the edge of a modest cottage. There, beneath a moon-choked sky, a woman labored in childbirth. Her cries pierced the night. "You're almost there," soothed the midwife. And with a final push, a child entered the world, small, perfect, and radiant. As the mother sobbed with relief and awe, the midwife drew back in stunned silence, for there, pulsing softly in the infant's chest, was a gentle golden glow, not flame, but light. A miracle.